they get that fucking idea, huh?
Well, I think there's probably
Past life regression?
twins, Rosie and Patty. You ever meet them?
They make a mean key lime.
Oh yeah, in their peak that is.
In their peak. Yes.
I love the show How It's Made.
Oh.
I was watching this one about how they do blades, saw blades.
Right.
Pretty interesting stuff. How they
do dig into the minutiae sometimes.
They cut the back end straight, and in one motion, kind of curve up the blade, and then come back, notch out the back again. So it's all like one motion.
Right off. Sawing logs.
Sawing logs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Already we're getting into metaphor territory. Right off the skip. Got anything about that gross green-brown font?
It's
What's that say?
in the newer ones, it gets a little bit sharper. So less repugnant in its sharpness.
I did notice that.
It's outstanding.
What's with the waterfall guy? I got nothing to do. Let's break this down.
Here all day. Yeah. Might get through this intro. Yeah. A lot of good B-roll there.
Yeah.
Power lines.
Power line.
You got to pay attention to the sound too. Everything is important. All sound right. And video.
All right.
You know, running hand in hand.
Population
of
1,201.
Is that the date of the Magna Carta or something?
Isn't there a movie with more Dalmatians in it than people? That's less people than Chester. Or even Inverness.
Oh, really? You did a pop spot on it?
No.
No? I can read signs. Yeah. I'm often a passenger.
It does have more people than
scrubbing around.
More people than Middleton. But that's Middleton.
Coldbrook? No.
And population never changes.
Never?
What's up with that? Does it ever change?
I don't know.
Didn't change from season 1 to season 2.
No.
Well, it did, but the sign didn't. How many fucking babies are getting made on the back end?
Yeah, it's all balance, even Stevens.
Is that what they're going with?
Yeah,
right off the hop?
I suspect, yeah. One in, one out. You know, it's the bouncer system.
Look at that. Like TV shows? You know, one fizzles out and one more is going to come back in.
Yeah.
Take its spot.
All right. Joey, for example.
Yeah. What's that about?
For our friends out there.
You know, ER dies and a house is born.
I guess so. Yeah. Becker. One Cosby gets...
I don't know anything about Becker, but tell me about that in the future, would you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Huxtable. Dr. Huxtable.
Yeah, I never got that in the house. See one, see them all.
I love it.
I mentioned that one time. I gotta stop mentioning that because, like, I know it's not a bad show. I just never had the time for it. CSI reruns or something.
Yeah. It's funny because House is the only show of that genre that I really got into. Like watched it all twice. Yeah, for sure. It does get kind of weak in the 7th season because it's like
that's not so bad.
Because like Olivia Wilde and Omar Epps are in it.
Oh, really?
Which like have really good parts, but then it's like they get together and there's like all these fucking relationship dramas, and it's like I don't want to watch Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. I want to watch House.
Right.
But that show is fucking wicked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Great Randy.
Also in Friends.
You remember him?
The Great Randy.
Yeah.
No. Is that the good doctor?
James Randi, the guy who would debunk
myths.
Like
you mean the myth buster?
Psychics, people that basically would say they have psychic abilities or things like that. He would have like $10,000 that says you can't, basically. And like the spoon bender guy, you ever see him?
Michael Spoonbender. I've seen him.
Yuri Geller is his name, and he was on Carson bending spoons. And
That's young Ian McKellen.
Yeah, and James Heydrich, like he was on a show before Bob Barker was on The Price is Right. He had this other show, and he debunked him on this, where his psychic powers shut off on him. And he's like, feeling weak today. Because he put styrofoam down, and his big thing was he would just, like, turn the pages in a phone book.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's giving it the air.
Yeah, that's funny.
So they put the styrofoam around, so if he starts blowing, you're going to see it.
That's funny.
But super friends with, like, Penn and Teller.
Oh, Penn and Teller. Real. Yeah. That's real.
And why the fuck did I bring up great James Randi?
Wouldn't it be great if you found out that the whole time Teller was just like a fucking hand puppet? Like it was just this whole ventriloquist act. Penn's the big guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this like the last show and Teller just fucking falls to the ground all marionette like.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so weird to see Teller talking for the first time.
Yeah.
Whenever that was, like a million
Drew
years
Carey,
ago.
wasn't it?
Could have been, yeah.
He does say something in Drew Carey for sure.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever heard him talk.
But he's been in like documentaries and shit like that where he's just talking like a regular guy.
Yeah. But that was such a good shtick. A smiley bag. Is a woman in a smiley bag? Do you have a name for this woman in a smiley bag?
Yeah. It's weird, right? The body bag.
Yeah.
Smiley bag.
Yeah. What I remember from the pilot, it really just runs you through all the characters, and you know, there is a lot of characters. It's almost like Guy Ritchie amount of characters.
Oh yeah.
But
guns blazing.
You know, all the characters are very baseline.
They serve a purpose.
They serve a purpose, but like
they're one-dimensional.
You know exactly what you get from this character right off the hop.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, anyways.
Yeah.
And yeah, they all serve a purpose, not just to the story, but to the message that's under there somewheres.
Under there somewhere. That's a great way of putting it.
Getting into this, you know, I've only watched 4 episodes in its entirety.
Yeah.
From different seasons.
Yeah.
But it seems like, and I did watch that thing, the breakdown of like the entire. So I get some of the metaphor, like I was picking up what they mean from when that guy gave the whole breakdown of season 1, 2, 3, and the movie.
Yeah.
But
which is a wild thing.
Yeah.
And it really gets you thinking.
Yeah. But it seems like I might have less questions than people that watch the whole thing. So I'm feeling pretty good about this, actually. Let's go.
Oh, no questions at all, right? Yeah. Pretty easy to comprehend.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You start out, they're having breakfast. Uncle Jerry comes in.
Yeah, right off the bat, I was like, that's first cameo. Recognize that guy? What else you seen him in? I wish I had the right prop for this.
I don't know. I'm sure I have. Warriors.
Come out to play it.
Oh, man.
I didn't look it up, but I know it's him. It's got to be.
Man. You gotta be right about that. Yeah. Holy shit.
Not even looking it up.
Yeah, fucking A. It's like Dexter's dad.
If we ever get a 3rd season in 25 years, we'll ask the audience and leave it in the comments.
Yeah, might get there.
Yeah. Might be able to talk about this. Let's see how this goes, and then we'll see if we You know how we always rehearse our episodes before we went on air?
Yeah, we do it once or twice.
Yeah. 3 times a lady.
Yeah, the charm also at times. Yeah, fucking 2 pieces of a charm necklace.
Yeah. Man, I bet there's fucking 2% of that population has fucking, she bought 10 of these necklaces, kept one, and there's like 9 fucking guys out there, or like 7 guys and 2 women that all had this fucking necklace. And that's why everyone's a suspect. Everyone's got a fucking half a fucking heart necklace.
Well, I think we'll get into that, yeah.
Everyone's sleeping with other people.
Yeah. But the baguette, right off the hop, you're not...
No, they brings home a marble rye.
Yeah.
For Susan's mom. Grieving, always.
But the way they eat it.
Yeah.
Is there
that's
cheese
not how
on
you
it?
eat a sandwich.
He
called it a sandwich. That was
it's
my
boggling,
first
right?
too.
Right off the hop. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun way to start.
It's not a bowl of bread.
It certainly isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're about to have a horrible day. And One-Eyed Jacks.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry. Couple
and
sweet boys.
Yeah.
Cold at heart.
Oh my goodness.
Going out to the One-Eyed Jacks.
Yeah.
Does he already own this place? Spoiler?
Yeah, Ben, you can do whatever you want, like, it's going to be hard to spoil Twin Peaks. We're just going to, talk about...
But is it already established that he's the owner? Because in season 2, he's the owner.
Yeah, he's probably the owner then.
Owner with a boner.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fucking tells his brother there, the price of the new girls, the coins flip.
Yeah, oh, no problem. Gets first crack at them.
Yeah. But he doesn't. He loses the coin flip.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
I think he even picks up the coin and checks both sides, make sure it's not a phony.
Yeah. He's been duped.
Make sure he's not a little Two-Face. All right.
Fucking god dang. James Hurley and Donna.
Oh, there's a Viking reference in there somewheres. I was thinking maybe we could talk about something Vikings related sometime, no?
Nar.
Nars?
I don't know, the Hornets.
You giving me a Nars, man? Yeah, so all these characters are kind of these walking stereotypes. Like, there's just constant
stereotypes,
cliches.
yeah, that's a good way of putting
it. Like, cliche is part of this genre almost.
Yeah, well...
Like, had to explain this.
Yeah.
Because, like, just how they talk, are the corniest lines. But they're together, and they work so well that everything's just super corny, and it just fucking works. It's very satirical. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Might have been part of our demise, actually.
Downfall.
But, where is it going with this? Cliches. So he's talking to Officer Hawk, where this is all supposed to be like native land.
Yeah.
And he says, they're trying to track down, what's her name?
The girl from the perfume counter?
Yeah, Smiley Bag. Miss Smiley Bags.
Laura? No, she wasn't the one. Was it?
No, but Officer Hawk's like, they're trying to get any information on her, and I guess he's trying to do some like spiritual detective work. And he asks him, like, you got any leads? He goes, no, the spirit and body are far away.
Yo, yeah. It's true. He's got that kind of intuition at points. Yeah. And it's been a few years since I saw this show now. Yeah. We were in the depths of Corona. Early Corona, I think. Yeah. But, it was an undertaking.
Tiger King,
yeah. Deep
Mindhunter
pussy.
too. Mindhunter.
Yeah, fuck. What do you think about the one-armed man?
Lives up to the name. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They didn't CGI it out. That was very practically just kind of stuffed into a cast under there. Or sling.
Nah.
Sling blade. So many blades, too.
Blades.
Lots of coffee. Everything's warm. I get it. But I don't get to see too much of the one-armed man. He's
here and there pop in.
He's there. Yeah, he just shows up in this episode.
Yeah.
Or he's not even...
We should just preface this. Yeah. We watched episode 2 because it goes 0, 0, 0, 1, and then 2. So, like, the third episode.
Yeah, so I don't even know. Like, I've seen the pilot and I've seen the third episode. Haven't seen the second. I'm guessing that maybe the Red Room was in that. Or was the Red Room...
I didn't go back and watch to see exactly when the Red Room came into it. But
in this one, he's talking about a dream that he had. So I know that the dreams, like the Red Room is his dreams.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he talks about the dreams and then you see it, or if you actually see the dream first and then he talks about it. Because it's the whole rounding up the troops, and he's like, I seen this in a dream. Mm-hmm. All right, you put that bottle up on the hill.
Yeah.
You hold this bucket of rocks.
Right.
Like, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
I liked how that took them all out in the woods, and he had the chalkboard and he's writing down the names, and he's saying to the what's like the secretary,
Lucy.
Every time I hit the bottle, scratch the name off or put a check beside it.
Yeah, he had that's when he gets in to the Tibetan thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tibet. This guy loves fucking Tibet.
Yeah.
But this scene, I don't know if there was a scene, because I don't find there was a scene in the pilot that was like, oh, I really like this Dale Cooper guy. And you gotta love this.
Well, he's young and he's spunky, and like you're kind of like excited to go on this journey with him. Yeah. And it's like he's excited.
He's got poise.
Yeah, he seems like he's out there. Yeah. You know, he's like prepared to be there. Forget for how long at first.
He's got sand.
You know, it stretches out.
Yeah. Does it ever? So does his skin after a while.
Ooh.
We'll get there. And I don't know about episode 2, obviously.
But I think that was mostly
this scene
Laura
right
Palmer.
Here, this bought me. This sold me on it. The way that he orchestrated this whole thing was like, I found this in a dream. Like, I found this was so interesting. I was like, all right, I like this Dale Cooper guy.
Yeah.
So that was a big win, that scene for me.
Yeah, he petted your dog.
Yeah, and he just hits it a little bit with one of the people.
Yeah, take note that it
it did not break.
Yeah.
And
he's lovable.
He's lovable. And he hits the idiot. Of course, they got fucking Officer Dewey there.
Yeah.
Which I was expecting that maybe that's what they were playing off of in Scary Movie. Like, I know they're doing Usual Suspects.
Oh, yeah. Or Scream? No. Which one?
Suspects. Kaiser Sose.
In what? Scream? No. Scary Movie?
No, but
what did you say?
Officer Dewey first.
Oh, Officer Dewey.
From Scary Movie.
Yeah.
The guy that's like getting sucked by the vacuum. Getting blown by the vacuum. But they just do a play off Usual Suspects. But you almost think that this Andy guy can't be as stupid as he actually is.
Yeah, he's a simple boy.
Yeah.
But,
which he had the redeeming.
Yes, redeeming.
In
that was a redeeming fist.
In season 2, he, and maybe that'll be the easier way of just being able to talk about these characters through what I've seen.
Sure.
Because you'll fill the gaps, right?
Yeah.
So in season 2, he has a redeeming moment where his buffoonery actually helps because he steps on a board.
Super slapsticky.
Yeah, this was the only slapsticky thing that I've seen. I don't know if this happens a lot. Especially maybe to this guy.
Yeah, you would think,
I was like, is this every episode thing? He fucking walks under a ladder or something?
Yeah.
But he gets hit with the board and he's doing this weird like
Sideshow Bob's himself.
Yeah, no, exactly. But they find new boots and lots of cocaine.
Yeah.
And they got that like
and that goes deep,
easy...
the boots, right?
Yeah.
Because it grounds you.
Yeah. Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's like lots of things with souls and
Yeah, tell me about the cocaine, my friend.
yeah, that's it's just one of those red herrings from this thing. This dude Leo.
Cause that's a big part of this is like they do a good job from what I saw. It's just small town shit, you know what I mean? In small town shit, especially something like that, a death and like a murder, that rings bells. It's everyone's business. Everyone's involved. And, like I think that's really shown here. They even have that like easily hateable FBI agent that comes in.
The big shot out of towner.
Does he have 2 black eyes in the second episode? I think he gets humbled. Like even the first episode that I watched, he comes in and what's the main officer?
Truman? Harry Truman.
Harry. Walks up to him. Or like he has this big spiel and stuff.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You're lucky."
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that walk in here like you are usually picking up their teeth on the way out or something like that. Which he's like the macho, stereotype lead sheriff's in town kind of thing.
Named after a president.
Yeah. I thought you were feeding me the wrong name for a second, actually. This idiot's going to be saying the president's name.
Trying to sneak some global history past me here.
Exactly. This guy. Dr. Napoleon. Can't believe Phoenix is doing that movie.
Yeah, born in 1769, Napoleon.
Hey.
Settle down, little guy.
Yeah, speaking of Leo.
Yeah, he sucks.
Wants his 10 grand.
But he fucking dates a babe.
Daddies need some new shoes.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes? He's buying some Yeezys is what he's buying. 10 grand. Fucking, the kids.
It's so funny, that altercation that occurs and...
It's almost like he's holding a mic, but it's a flashlight. He's actually doing that, shining his face as he talks, and then when a buddy starts talking, he shines it in his face. And these 2 guys remind me of the bullies from Little Rascals in high school. You remember them? They got the redheaded kid, and then I even think Buddy has a switchblade at some point.
Alpha.
Yeah.
I always just thought there was like Alpha twice. And then eventually saw it was like ALF.
Yeah, you can get one of those at Mez's. Oh yeah, and then I met simple mechanic, greasy hand mechanic, and his one-armed alpha wife.
Yeah, Ed.
And something with an N? Nadine. She seems like a pretty hard to get along with.
Yeah.
Gets the grease on her runners that she's trying to make the silent runner.
Mm-hmm.
But actually ends up helping her design.
She's trying to keep the light out. She, speaking of one-dimensional...
Very pessimistic.
Yes, very pessimistic. Glass half empty.
Yeah. But Ed gives the full background story of he actually shot her eye out. A little bit of buckshot.
Yeah, oops. Little honey moonshot.
She laid her head in my lap on the way to the hospital. She didn't cry. She didn't hold it against me.
Yeah. Yeah, and Norma... The one he's like meant to be with. The one who runs the diner.
Oh, yeah.
Rashida Jones's mom.
Really?
Yeah.
So I didn't see enough to know that they're kind of... maybe that is established. Because that's another thing. The pilot not only gets you to know these characters, but knows all the infidelities. But... I don't know if I saw enough of that one for that to really register Ed and this and the other girl.
No, you see at one point in one of these episodes, kind of looks as he's taken care of Nadine.
Yeah, because I just remember her in a scene with the guy that ends up shooting Leo.
Hank. Yeah.
Who, when I watched season 3, episode 8, for a second I thought he was the driver. I thought he was Ray.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, oh no, he's driving with the diner boy. What the hell's going on here? He's in on it.
The diner boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, met Ed, met Nadine. Mm-hmm. Only one eye in Nadine.
Yeah.
Yeah, count it.
Yeah. Blessing in disguise, though, eh? Greasing up, kicking her blind sideways.
Oh, another thing I really liked in the scene, throwing the rocks at the bottle. You know, the coffee thing. And, only seeing these 3 scenes, it was like the coffee just disappeared. Like, there's less and less coffee. Mm-hmm. The tank's running dry.
Yeah.
Less fuel in the tank.
Yeah.
As the time goes on. But in this vehicle. But this is like at the start where everything's flowing. And like... what was her name? Lucy shows up. Anyone want coffee? And everyone like, yep. Everyone has their mugs.
I wanted coffee.
Yeah.
In that moment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Hot.
And I got something for you. Just wait until real life plays into me watching this. And Dale drinks it, spits it out. Says, this is some serious gourmet shit, but really hot.
Yeah. But great.
Was he lying to her, or was it just hot?
No, I think he enjoyed it. I think he felt real fueled up in that moment.
Yeah.
He was feeling that little...
He was on F.
Mm-hmm.
He was on F.
Yeah. And interesting to think that, like,
Small tank,
he's
guy.
like the audience in a way. So kind of the stuff that you're experiencing through him, like, is because he's kind of
watching the show,
so he knows what we know.
Yeah. And
that helps inform him.
Yeah. Because we're doing the detective work with him.
Yeah.
Maybe faster than some
that's
people,
why it'll seem like sometimes they'll notice something the audience could have picked up on that was in the scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like that.
You can almost like jump back and forth and imagine it through anyone's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, and like...
highlight any spot.
Yeah, and the kind of... that
create another mystery.
Well, it just changes the... There's so many movies that you could look at completely different if you look at the detective character that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's sweet. So, the glass got broken.
On Leo
Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something that I cut you off on you were talking about.
I don't know. I guess maybe as devil advocate, I can talk about some kind of makeout session or something.
Oh, Audrey Horne.
Oh, yeah. She's a babe, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
You see her at supper there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we already saw her at breakfast there. Was it breakfast?
Don't
supper?
see her enough.
Yeah, that's true. And they have the brother that's always in the native garb. Hitting his head against stuff.
Yeah. He was the one who Laura tried to help out.
Yeah.
His name was in the mix.
But is there any... sorry. Am I supposed to remember it?
No. God, no. I wouldn't have brought it up unless,
is he in it more?
If he was in the game and it just jumped back to him, and because it was like not just say their name, say a little something about them, you know.
Yeah, but is he in it a lot?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, Audrey Horne, daughter of Ben, owner of One-Eyed Jack's,
which is like a casino strip.
Brothel
or something. I don't know.
That was a great line. Are we going to go to the casino after? Hey, I didn't say I want to lose my shirt. I just want to take it off. That was fucking sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, Donna is checking in with Audrey. Is that what you're talking about when Donna's there?
Yeah.
So like Donna, what do you
They
know?
see each other in the diner.
Like you see Donna, she's like young, fucking. She seems like she's like detectivizing things as well in there. Like she's on her own little pursuit.
She is
with
quite
it.
a nerd.
She's kind of following in Laura's footsteps.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting on her glasses and trying to really step into doing her Meals on Wheels thing at one point.
What's Robin gonna do when Batman's dead? It's the sidekick that's like, rising above. But super weird because who's she banging? She's banging someone that Laura was banging.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And then apparently Laura's banging 2 guys the night that she goes out.
At once.
Yeah.
Jacques. And Leo
Jacques.
Johnson.
Leo Johnson.
But,
yeah.
L. Johnson.
Imagine Leo... Well, actually, he got with Shelley. She's hot as fuck, too.
Oh, yeah, man. But, Donna becomes cool Donna.
Yeah.
In season 2.
Yeah.
Because Maddie,
yeah,
who cousin Maddie,
yeah, doppelganger,
yeah, who got in a little trouble with Donna,
yeah,
and James.
In the mix, it's like Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah,
like that's what I kind of felt like this show was when I first was watching through it.
I love those kind of shows, even though it's before, but like that genre.
Yeah. And Pretty Little Liars was one of those ones where, like, they dragged it out so long.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of what David Lynch was trying to do here. Until they made him eventually reveal her killer. If you think about The Fugitive, he's chasing the one-armed man.
Yeah.
And that's the exact thing that drove that show as well. That eternal spark.
Yeah. Well,
it's like he never shows up, and then you lose the point, and you forget you're chasing him at some points.
But at season 2, he starts looking for him. Season 2, one-armed man shows up at the station.
Oh yeah, no, but he's a literal one-armed man.
Yeah,
and I think, unless I'm mistaken, like his name is like the same as the one-armed man from The Fugitive. With his name in the middle is like Philip Mike whatever.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
But he's literally that device. He's there to I'd probably remind people on some kind of level that it's the same kind of thing. But this guy's up front in it. And, he's not the one you're chasing. But that's what Laura Palmer is to this is. The death of it is like looking for the one-armed man.
Yeah. I find it interesting that at the start Laura Palmer wasn't actually going to be like a huge part to the show.
But she's like in it because in a million ways.
Because of the reviews.
Oh yeah.
They were like, okay, we got to bring her more into it.
Yeah.
And David Lynch just like liked her look so much that's why they did the Maddie characters. Like I just wonder, I feel like we robbed her of an opportunity just because she's laying in a bag and then you see a picture of her every once in a while. But so they brought her back for Maddie.
Yeah.
But I was gonna bring up Audrey.
No, please.
Because she's got a thing with.
I'm gonna get a blanket.
She has a thing with Cooper.
Yeah, a little bit. She's got the hots for him.
Loves black coffee.
Yeah,
he likes it hot. And then in the second episode I watched, it seems like she's telepathically talking to him. But it's actually the letter under his bed that he is reading.
Yeah.
But you don't see him reading it. You don't see him find it yet. You see him laying in bed, and you see the note under it.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that because there's not really any of that like sci-fi shit in here. What do you call it? There wouldn't be any of that like telepathic paranormal.
Paranormal
kind of
is going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But you kind of do. It's like,
they make it,
but it's traveling in a different way.
It feels that way, but I think the breakdown was that he's actually reading the note, and that's how he's hearing what she's saying. But she's laying in bed saying it.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be like
one of these question marks.
Yeah, but because the audience is hearing it, he's hearing it. You know, it could go back to that kind of thing.
Yeah. See her doing some dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Some diegetic music. Isn't this dreamy?
Yeah, it is.
You think we could get the rights to it?
Definitely one of the deeper things in it. Like when you'll see somebody, because that's such an unusual type of music to dance to. So you can tell that, you know, they're making a point of you taking note that, like, digging into the soundtrack of it. Mm-hmm. And you especially in, like, that episode 8.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing, like, you know, they're inside of what's like a radio almost, but it's like...
Every song seems to be diegetic. Because even the scene with Leland, this guy loves music.
Yeah.
And he's fucking swinging around the picture of her, and it's like big band fucking bomba.
Oh, it's wild,
like,
yeah.
It's you think it would be like, you know, it's the saddest scene I've watched of this, but like such a brutal thought.
Yeah.
But it's not like, and you'd think it would be like the slow dance. I never got to dance with her at prom or like something like that.
It was fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I know, and he's flying around, and the mother's like, "What is going?" And he breaks it, and he's bleeding all over it and stuff like that.
Rubbing it on her face, which you see happen again. The episodes that I chose, the 2, and then season 2, episode 1 and 8, I didn't know if they would connect that well. You know, when
I'm sure there's a big gap. Like, there's a lot that I don't get.
Yeah, but you still feel like you saw parts of a story that you're familiar with in a way.
So how am I doing?
Well, I don't know. It's like, you know, you never get on a deep enough level. Yeah. Well, I mean, you try.
And then Leland, you find out, works with Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, he's...
And they give him you see they're laying it on thick for him. Like, they're obviously...
sympathetic?
No. Not sympathetic, but like playing him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, they, you know, they're so greasy. I don't know if they all work together. I'm assuming that they do. But it's almost like they know that this is a great opportunity that they can get a lot over on him. Because he's grieving, right?
Oh, yeah.
His hair goes white.
And he's back, baby.
Turned into Peterman.
Yeah.
And
it's a whole new lease on life.
He walks in and they start dancing again with the
music. The worm.
Yeah, the diving worm. And then the table dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was hilarious, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've never seen anyone do that.
And the table dance is like a little bit slower, too, compared to how fast Jerry was moving around.
Yeah, I know.
Swimming through the room.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. So, like, I was digging all that shit. And then, again, there's a family dinner. So this is all the Leland stuff I have. There's a family dinner where, like, little girls are getting up and, like, doing, like, poems that they wrote about Laura or, like, saying a little thing.
Is this, like, the Tiara girl?
Yeah. And then Leland gets up to sing a song. And it's, like, all about Judgment Day is near and all this stuff. And then he just collapses.
Oops.
Which is, like, pretty on the nose. You see that kind of stuff a lot.
Party foul.
Yeah. That's all my Leland.
Yeah.
Maddie says that Maddie says that she I heard about you.
Fish in the percolator.
Yeah, so you see Jack Nance. His home life. He's like a man baby.
Of Eraserhead fame.
He gets sent to his room.
Aww. Catherine.
But he's got
Catherine.
Yeah, but he's got someone sneaking into the safe for him, getting some ledges.
Josie.
Yeah. I kept missing her name and seeing like what her part really is.
You didn't get to see her very much.
She was on the list though.
She was on the list.
She was a J.
Mm-hmm. and then she disappears.
Yeah.
And then the guy right away calls looking for her, and then calls Hong Kong.
Yeah. So this is, yeah.
So
That
it doesn't matter. Like, people go into comas and disappear and get killed.
Yeah. It's like Joey's filmography.
Yeah. So he, like, even like before the first episode of season 2 there, you know, he clearly gets shot in a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, and he had a vest on, but he was going for a tick.
Yeah.
He had a tick crawling up him. So you do see the Red Room at the end of this episode. And it's him, Laura Palmer with blonde hair, and little buddy.
Little buddy.
And, you know, it's interesting how they did his voice.
Backwards?
Yeah. Like, that would have took so long to do.
Yeah.
I remember me and my little buddy, used to do this on sound recorder. We thought we were so cool. We were like 9.
You would do it and you'd listen to what it is and try and replicate what you heard to
but
get it
swear
back.
words.
Yeah.
Would be like tish, cuff. But you had
easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
But you
Come
had
on.
to say it a weird way because it would never sound right. So
Yeah.
you'd have to try to alter it, and it would actually be kind of like, how do you do that?
Yeah. I used to do, it's fun to smoke marijuana.
Yeah. Try to make it
Another one
another
bites
bite
the
the
dust.
dust. Yeah. 666 Devil in the Tool Shed. Know that one? Stairway to Heaven. Has some crazy shit in it like that.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was down a rabbit hole with those kind of like reversal things at one point, like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And there was some that you just never expected. And there's some good ones out there. I wish I had them like right at the top of my
Beatles?
tongue. Yeah. Well, obviously the Beatles thing, because there was the Paul is Dead thing.
Enough
so
to
people
drive you mad and nuts.
Yeah. And that's crazy, actually, because that was one of the first things that I saw on Netflix was a Paul is Dead doc.
Yeah.
And it was so compelling.
Yeah.
Like, you're so kind of invested in it. Like, you wish Paul McCartney died in a car accident and they put a new face on the guy.
Yeah.
And doesn't wear shoes on Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Paul's dead.
It's funny because,
Thanks, John.
yeah, speaking of red herrings,
Ooh.
yeah, you said that the cocaine is just like a device that doesn't really go anywhere. It's just there.
Yeah.
But the red herring is that the only thing that Laura Palmer gives you in the Red Room is...
Careful what you say.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, she gives you a little nose bump.
Yeah.
So you look to the cocaine.
She says a few weird things there, doesn't she?
But does he get his phone on? I can't remember. But he gets on the phone.
Is that a
There's
sex
something to do.
thing?
You also meet Bob. And he says...
You also meet Bob.
And he says...
Bob Sacamano here.
I'm going to catch you with my death bag. That's pretty badass.
Smiley death bag.
Yeah. Yeah. Smiley death bag. You actually get to it. We're getting there. We're getting there.
No.
We're doing good. So now, we get to... some room service.
Hold on, is there any other, the one arm... They say a bunch of weird stuff in that episode, actually, that come back. And especially later ones you see. You hear, the fire walk with me pops in.
You see it on the letter that was sent there.
I mean, it might come up in a few episodes.
Tons of fire talk.
Yeah. And then it said lived above a convenience store.
Missed that.
I remember hearing in this thing a compelling argument that Mike, his arm was like possessed by Bob. That's why I had to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, idle hand.
But I think you really see the birth
Chopped
of
it
all
up,
that in season 8. so we'll probably get to some of the speculation. Sometimes my arms bend back. That was another thing she said in the Red Room.
Yeah, I do remember that.
They do come back to that at some point, but maybe not in this. But I remember they did explain it. Like, no, it might have been in one of these, like talking about where she likes to be tied up or something.
Yeah.
And the music in the air all the time.
Yeah.
Did you mention the dance?
That one?
Yeah, that was another
Little
thing.
buddy?
Like, if you're
Because
thinking
they're talking
about,
about
like, if you were aware that it was TV.
Yeah, I meant to try to remember more of what he was saying. Because it seemed like it was, a bit of a metaphor from the jump from radio to television. Because he was talking about the land of the sing-song or something like that.
Yeah, and, like, the music in the air.
Airwaves.
Yeah, on TV, there's always music. Yeah. The music's playing in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good news that Gum You Like is coming back in style.
In the Red Room?
Maybe.
Little clips of Bob there.
Yeah, Bob.
Sacramento. Who knew he was fucking crazier than Kramer?
You get to see a hint of him in all these episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. It's wild, actually, how many Black Keys things they took from this.
Yeah.
Like, Fire Walk With Me, I think they might have a song called that.
Okay.
The little dude says, Let's Rock. That's the name of one of their albums. Yeah, and then the cousin looks almost exactly like her.
Yeah, it's like more fluffy hair. Yeah, so Maddie meets up with Donna after they did something, and gives her the cool girl glasses.
Yeah,
and then she goes in to visit James, who's behind bars. But yeah, definitely mystery is the key word for this show. And
I just looked this up quickly before, but season 2, episode 1, is basically David Lynch is directing them again.
Yeah.
And he's like bringing back the mystery in a whole new way now. So it was a great new place to start.
Yeah.
But a really peculiar scene. Like, he's shot on the floor.
Yeah.
He's immobilized.
Yeah.
And you can hear Andy.
Yeah.
I forget what you called him. Dewey,
yeah.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Agent
Cooper.
Agent Cooper.
Agent Cooper. Agent Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Room service comes in. So yeah, watch the credits. Population still the same.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the ground. Very. Just very like you know, from the bits that I see of him, like I did love him more after this. Like it's just like, ugh, like it's just so funny. Like I keep saying satirical, but it's just so funny.
Yo.
Yeah, you know, this detective just laying there, the room service got some warm milk for you.
Yeah,
like everything's got some heat to it.
Yeah, and this scene drags on.
Don't let that milk cool down. Yeah, it does go.
Yeah, and
too
like
long. Signs the check.
Yeah, include gratuity.
Oh yeah, he hangs up on room service.
Yeah,
here's Andy and hangs up on him.
Yeah, this is the
fireman for you. I hung it up for you.
Yeah,
and then the gratuity. It's like you would have got a bigger tip if you actually called the doctor.
Oh my god! But the warm milk. This will
put you to sleep.
Put you to sleep. Yeah. You can slip back into that slumber here now. Yeah. It does have a lot of interest peaking. Yeah. The thumb and the wink.
Yeah. And came back and did it twice.
Isn't that
or he comes back a third time.
Yeah, so egregious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard about you.
Yeah, I heard about you.
Oh, and then, his, younger self.
Oh, but how he's saying... he's talking about how he's got his vest on, but there's a wood tick I was trying to get, so I folded up my vest.
That's true. You can't fuck it.
And later on, you see
around that Lyme
when
disease.
The bullet comes out, the tick's attached. That's one way to kill a tick.
What a great little callback.
Yeah. So you get a visit from Lurch.
Yeah, the fireman.
you
Like,
rang?
I think these guys are one and the same. Like, the waiter is like the old version of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But this guy is like, he's in the later on too.
Yeah, no, he's
Like, he plays a big part. This dude, he's
I
like
think he's I took him as
the opposite of the little guy, isn't he?
yeah.
But it's balance.
It is the
This
balance.
is all the balance.
It's I took it as Dale's like driving force. Like, this is detective brain. You know, he's feeding him. You know, I got things for you to think about. This is how you're gonna crack the case. It's actually his wheels spinning,
Yeah.
which totally in episode 3. You're like in Dale's brain. It seems like that's how I took it, and like it's convoluted, so maybe not when it goes back to 1945 or it's
Well,
it's
we'll
weird
get
how they're
into
watching
that.
it. But because of this guy being part of this what do you call it, admirations, the
Apparition?
apparitions that he's having that are helping him solve the case.
Yeah.
You know, the paranormal aspect of this really is just his brain. So when they were in that building that has
What about how the ring got taken? Give this ring back to you later and it's gone.
Oh, he's playing even Stevens. He threw it out the window and he said, I'll get that back. You tell me. Does he get the ring back?
But yeah, he's just setting...
There never was a ring. Tell me the metaphor of the ring.
It's got an owl on it.
Oh yeah, you see it? I didn't see it.
I'm pretty sure it looks like kind of like jady. Green.
JD?
And he's telling them like 3 things, like the owls aren't what they
Still
see.
haven't watched The Lighthouse.
No. Well, there's no owls in that. Probably.
No, I don't know. Maybe there is.
There's a clue in Leo's house.
That they find?
That's what he says.
Oh yeah.
And you need medical attention.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went over his 48 hours.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Yeah, there is, but Leo's already shot, isn't he? At this point?
Yeah, because you're getting the Wire recap in this episode.
Because they're saying, because he's like, yeah, we need a warrant for Leo's house, and he goes, you don't need one. He was shot. So like, this is a crime scene, fair game.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, there was
Get in
an
there.
axe. They caught him chopping wood. You think that's a metaphor, buddy?
No, it's just what everyone does.
Chopping wood inside.
Is that what you call it?
Can't do it outside.
Chopping wood there,
You can't-
Lizzie?
Can't do it outside.
Or, not,
Get arrested.
not Lizzie. Fucking, the other
Was he
one.
bored? I'll count it.
No, who's the chopper?
Was he bored?
No, of Weena's.
Gave her parents 50 whacks.
It's not at the top of my head. Oh yeah, little hide and seek. You want to play a little game of hide and seek?
Let's do it.
Little father-daughter hide and seek sesh
Yeah,
at the old One Eye.
And I didn't touch on the horny. Horn spelled with an E.
Oh,
Horny family. Yeah, she's quite...
Randy.
yeah, she's pretty randy, James.
Yes. You didn't get to see any of her goes with Billy Zane.
Not yet. But, yeah. She doesn't want to go down that road.
No. Next time we'll play a different game.
And even though he's the owner of the place, he doesn't even know who's working there anymore.
No, it's fucking...
And you think Blackie would know
the turnaround.
who Buddy's daughter was.
Yeah.
Blackie seems to be in the know.
Well, she probably keeps...
I'm saying that name right?
I know the way that Jerry comes in saying it.
Yeah. Gives her a little bag.
Yeah, she's fucking...
She pulls out
She's all doped out.
I thought it was Coke. There's already talk about Coke, but she's getting into the mix.
Yeah, with some kind of downer.
I do have written down...
Go on.
The 3 things that this Lurch guy... And especially because he's like, 3 things. Oh, wait, another thing.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and is like, I forgot to tell you something again.
Handful of things.
Man at the smiling bag.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The owls are not what they seem.
Yeah.
And without chemicals, he points. Could have that one wrong, but it sounded like he points.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I didn't write that one down myself, but...
Yeah, when you see these things are true, I'll give you your ring back.
Yeah, I really dug the way that they used owls in this.
And a 4th thing, actually.
What?
Leo locked inside a hungry horse.
Oh.
There's a clue at Leo's house.
Yeah.
Seems like the most important... that seems like the only information that he's actually given him.
I'm so happy you brought that specific thing up.
I try.
That's one of those things that you hear at first, right? And it doesn't sound like it'll just gabagool. But then you find out down the road that it's like a place somewhere, where he was actually in jail.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, even this weird stuff can be a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And he's thinking...
Take this journey with me, says the lynch man.
Yeah, because he's not quite getting it either. Like, he's thinking too literal.
Yeah.
And he even gets called out later on. It's like, stop looking. You're thinking that all the clues are going to be in the same room. Like, when he gets out of the hospital, it's like, smiling bag. Oh, horse. Or
slow drip, yeah.
They actually do say something about a horse almost immediately when referencing Leo. So that does kind of come
horse
rather quick.
Face
but then
bastard.
He sees the body bag hanging up, the death bag.
Death bag.
Does look like a smile.
Does. Great visual story.
Nothing about chemicals yet.
Nothing about him. Going through his regrets.
It's kind of like life. It's not as bad as you keep the fear out of it.
Pain, like all other things, shall pass.
Jerry's the plug.
I want to climb a tall hill. What you think about his bucket list?
I don't remember this. Oh, yeah, well, he's still laying there. Now he's got the tape recorder going.
Oh, I hope it was voice activated.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, Diane.
Yeah, I want to make love to someone that I truly care about.
Yeah, I would settle for fucking Audrey.
So, you got Audrey behind one door. And you got your girl Malone behind another door. Where you go? And this is off Audrey. Air. You're not going to get in trouble.
Audrey.
Just the fellas.
Audrey.
Yeah, I would have to say so too. Yeah. She's still not bad looking.
Yeah.
She kind of aged the same way that...
you didn't get to see any
Tiffany Amber Thyssen.
Oh, that's a good example. Yeah. Saved by the Bell, Saved by the Cops.
She's still delicious. I mean, the food that she does on Instagram.
Oh.
She looks delicious.
Yeah.
She does that.
Hamster biscuits?
I follow. One thing I didn't know. Oh, yeah, he brings up Tibet again.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I wish they could get their country back.
So he's in the hospital.
Go on.
And one clock says 4:45. Then one says 8:45. And one says 4:45.
No 111s in there?
No. What do you think about that? What's with the 8:45?
Must be Paris.
Oh, yeah? Is that what they do? The doctor's office? And that's not Maddie, pal. That's Laura.
Look.
That's fucking Laura, pal. How can no one see through this Clark Kent fucking
Look,
costume?
it's been a wild, wild night. There's people in comas. There's people missing.
Asphyxiated, shot.
Yeah,
Ketchup.
Yeah, Shelly's in the hospital. Fuck. Her and Bobby's relationship is a little...
I meet Ronette for the first time.
Yeah, she's the other one who was out there kicking it with Laura, but not,
She must have been filming.
not bucket kicking, but
No, she was just watching.
Yeah.
The fucking spit roast.
Gawker.
Spit roast. Roast, hot, warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't. Man, I kind of liked this Laura. She's becoming quite the floozy.
Mm-hmm. Meal on wheels.
Kind of
Yeah.
wear a bra for a shirt.
Yeah, if only Maddie would follow suit.
Yeah. No, Maddie's a good girl.
Yeah.
Maddie's a good girl.
Yeah.
Even though she's getting herself in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what. Didn't get that information, but James got busted for it.
Yeah, he's in the can.
Yeah. And then Donna's cool Donna, because she doesn't have to be a sidekick anymore.
Oh, the way she waltzes into the police station.
Yeah, I know. She does a total, like, Grease change up. And when did you start smoking?
When she's
No,
tense.
yeah. No, I smoke to get away from the tension. When did you start smoking? When I started getting tense. Speaking of which, you know what we missed? The Intensity Festival.
Oh?
Yeah, they had it down there at the baseball field by the Cobequid.
Yeah?
A couple people playing music. I don't know where they plugged in, but the Intensity Festival.
Metal?
If we were around there, man, I would have liked to do a little newscast. Intensity.
Tent City? Homeless?
What if all the people showed up playing music there and they're just like, shut up!
Trying to sleep.
We gotta sleep. We gotta get that 6 o'clock traffic, buddy.
Pans. Handling first thing in the morning.
What do you think you're handling pans? Like, was there another audience that's supposed to bring perishables, or is it just like, these people want to hear my music?
I saw a thing on the back of a truck today that said that they give away meals or something, but it was an apple core. It was a picture of.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, does that send the right idea?
Did you get to the core of the message?
I mean, reading it,
Yeah.
but the picture didn't match the words to me. It's not it's not a big juicy apple on this side they're giving away.
Yeah. It's like, where's the tops?
Yeah,
We don't want the stumps.
we don't want the cores.
Yeah. Even at Tent City, man, they're fucking throwing them out. They don't want the stumps. They're saying, where's the tops?
Yeah. They're just trying to eat the apple seeds until they get high on cyanide or whatever.
If I eat enough of the... Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Isn't there a history of poisoners?
Oh, yeah.
They use the apple seeds.
Sniffing nutmeg.
Yeah, those same raw almond folks.
Is there... Are we being homelessist? I'm not trying to be homelessist.
Interestingly, when I was in... the homeless all had like iPads and stuff.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Love it.
Checking out their interests.
That fucking pig man sure didn't
Yeah.
have an iPad.
Would they care about Trump? Like, what would they be looking at?
Yeah, CNN. They're big CNN fans.
You'd almost be good around here if it wasn't freezing
Yeah, I
8
know,
months
yeah.
of the year.
Oh, man. You should see them in LA. They
Yep.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's
Man,
scary.
they're around, and most of them are starving artists, apparently. A lot of them got paintings on the go. They're not even trying to sell them. They're just working on their life's work. Like, it's been 50 years of this shit,
Yeah.
but it's going to pay off. Because they get it's beautiful out at nighttime. It's like our day climate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've never been.
Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, I'll hit it up though. One of these days.
We'll go. I took that down a dark road.
Yeah,
We'll get back on track here.
Put out this tire fire.
Yeah.
And it'll just burn forever. Like fucking that place in Pennsylvania that's like Silent Hill, Centralia.
Maddie's a squinter.
Oh.
She's seeing blood stains, coffee stains, fucking.
Spotting heads up pennies. No, that happens later. Sorry, I was thinking of Leland lilting around the house.
Oh yeah, Whitehead.
Yeah. Yeah, his brand new look. Like, such a good time to come into it. So many little renewable, you know, he's in a whole new spirit on it, right?
Yeah.
But
Peterman.
you already said that, guy. We've been through this a little bit. The worm?
Well, in case
You
that
remember
gets
the
cut.
worm?
In case that gets cut.
But-
Leo's duster reeks of gasoline.
Yeah, but we just touched on the wire. The wire. Remember that trajectory out the window?
yeah.
Motherfucker. Mother.
And we're back.
Fuck. Motherfucker.
Fuck.
It was a little easier there, like,
Fuck.
figured it out fast. Whitlock? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Defy Bloods. That
Yeah.
was a good 13, 14 these.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it like coffee written.
Yeah, it's his now.
Yeah. It's, how many is it? 25 E's? 15
I think
E's?
it's just 9.
9 E's? I know it's a specific number of E's. He's in she.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice.
Isaiah Whitlock. No. It's got to be pretty close.
And Leo locked up in Hungry Horse.
Hmm.
So there's another murder that happened of a Banks. One T. Banks.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
She's another lingering.
It couldn't have been Leo because he was locked up in Hungry Horse.
Yeah. Very logically.
88. Good year.
Mm.
So what are you gonna do? The mystery continues. He's in a coma anyways. Yeah, we never got to talk about Bobby. Bobby just wants to be loved. He's banging Shelly too. I can't understand why Shelly's still with the guy.
She's married to Leo.
Yeah, I know. They seem kind of young to
Yeah.
be married, right?
I know. And Leo seems to suck pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know.
And I never
And
really
Bobby
liked
kind of
this-
sucks too.
Oh yeah, the Bobby guy. He's just so stereotypical high school guy of the show. Like almost the same as Breakfast Club.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He ends up in
The
the
underachiever.
He ends up in their season 3.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But then you meet his dad, and it's just like, ugh.
The Colonel, Major,
Yeah. What
Briggs.
What do you do, Dad? Nice to see you,
You- what do you-
Dad.
Isn't that such a weird
Yeah.
exchange?
Dad.
And the whole thing where he's like, yeah, I had this, wasn't a dream, it was a vision. Marble mansion, opened the door and it was my son and he was happy. I got a good feeling about you now.
Yeah.
Gives him that hearty handshake. I'm here to sell some shoes.
Mikey trying to sell some shoes.
That's where you're at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and hot on the heels. Boop. Andy finds the boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right around there.
Let's just talk about that scene for just 1 second. That great police work.
Yeah.
That crab walk. How long does he walk around
Holy
with that?
Fuck, too long. And they're like, oh, you healed up well. He's like, oh, the blood shot right out.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
bruising.
It's fine.
Did you ever see that in Sunny in Philadelphia? And it's all metaphor that Frank keeps plugging his nose from a nosebleed and his whole face gets swollen out. and he's like, see, Mac. And it's when Mac comes out of the closet to his dad. He's like, I just had to let it out. I was clogging it up and it just made it worse and worse and worse. I just had to get it out. He's like, you're right. And he does that like super serious fucking dance routine. Oh man, it's classic.
Yeah, it's super serious.
You hear James. Oh, you want to talk about that scene a little bit?
Bringing up Bob.
Does he bring up Bob in that scene?
Play with the fire.
Oh yeah, no, James. James is saying Laura used to say all kinds of weird shit. One night she was saying, would you like to play with fire?
Yeah.
Would you like to play with Bob?
Yeah.
It's like, that was kind of normal, so I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah. She mixed around a bunch.
Yeah.
But Bob is just almost like the embodiment of what's dark in this world. He shows up in all the...
What's in Pandora's box?
Hope?
Yeah, he's everything but. And then, speaking of... shouldn't say that. But this is where you start finding out... because they're wondering who this J person is in the diary and why she's so nervous to meet up with them. But it seems like she was actually going to tell him that she doesn't want to see him anymore.
That's what it seems.
Going out in the woods with another J.
Yeah, everyone's definitely
Maybe she was nervous about Jack. Jacques. Being the third wheel.
Yeah, you don't get to see Jacques, do you?
No.
But I think do you see the guy at the bar? The guy who runs the bar, the big guy? He's a real familiar face. He's from... always often plays like a piece of shit guy. It's hard to say.
Oh, he's a big boy, Jacques?
Yeah, I think this guy is like...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think it's played by the same guy.
Yeah. That's Laura. She's a wild card.
Mm-hmm. She's not even hanging out at One-Eyed Jack's? Or
Yeah,
did
no.
she?
Why didn't she get a job?
She's like freelancing.
Yeah. Wait, you guys get paid for this stuff?
Paying in half necklaces.
Yeah. You guys get paid for this?
Giving her half a...
Oh, even a necklace. You find out who the glove guy was. Was Dr. Jacoby.
Oh, yeah.
Who's this fucking wild card? Also in the hospital.
Oh, my God. You must have loved this scene with him being like... Smelled like... oil. Engine oil.
Yeah, and automatically...
Scorched.
Yeah.
Engine oil.
Yeah, it smelled like...
That's what, like, Bob is accompanying with. Like, that smell shows up. Yeah.
I thought it was Ed.
This is the scorched engine oil of creativity.
You bastard. Oh yeah, and she also got tied up when she got banged by these two dudes.
Yeah, that's when her arms go back. Remember from season 1?
I heard her legs go back too.
Oh, how far?
On her head.
This is the arrival.
Oh, she got that weird where your ankles and your neck are attached. So if you drop your legs, you'll choke yourself. See that? I saw that in CSI or something like that.
Mm.
So who is this diner boy? Why's he shooting Leo? Shelley banging him too?
I don't know. I don't remember. Politics. No, he does it for... he's in cahoots with the Ben and Jerry
Ben
and shit.
Jerry.
Yeah. They had a whole thing going with
for
that.
a little cream.
Yeah. Nobody even cared. Like, that's like there's like a glorification of death in this as much as there is, like, the whole thing hinges on,
Make you famous.
the continued mystery of Laura's death.
Oh yeah,
but,
makes you famous.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another big thing of how, this is around the time, the same way Marilyn Manson picked his name. Or like all the band members were serial killers and models, because that's all that was on the news.
Mm-hmm. It's such a Bret Easton Ellis way of dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that was kind of a thought process when putting this together.
Yeah,
for sure.
Check out some porn. looking for Teresa Banks. Is that what you mentioned there? Look for T Banks?
Well, because she was mentioned earlier when they find out that Leo was locked up. So he has an alibi because she was killed on a certain date that he wasn't around.
That's right.
Yeah. So we are... what were we just saying?
Behave. Jacoby doesn't like the food. No one likes the food.
Oh, how could you? That food's gross. Oh, yeah, so... the glorification of death is what you're saying. I see what you mean, because... it's almost like...
You're breaking every egg in the carton.
The opposite of a copycat killer.
The life goes on killer.
Yeah. Being the one who's killed will make you famous.
Yeah.
You almost like...
Why don't you cut off your face?
Immortalized through death.
Yeah. Really lit up a room.
Why don't you cut off your face?
Remember that?
How about you take a papa? I like that. I always liked that one. Here's a papa. I always wondered, what the fuck is a popper? Do that in Sunny in Philadelphia too, actually.
Oh. Another lift. Oh.
So the owner wasn't very happy with Audrey's performance. Even though he was giving rave reviews. She brought the mask in and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But
not my type.
Well, Dad.
Yeah, that's a strict category.
Mm-hmm.
But Blackie says, when you work for me, everyone's your type.
Yeah.
So she's really not putting this together.
Laying down the law.
And she's just a junkie. She doesn't seem like... well, you see it there, laying down the law. I don't know how this character really plays out, but the way she was talking to Jerry, she's definitely not as strong as you'd think one of these madames would be. Am I right?
Yeah, this weird relationship there. Fucking Jerry doesn't seem to do anything. And Ben, he runs things, has family. Audrey.
We never figured out what the snag was.
What's that?
Ben, we got a SNAG.
Yeah.
That's why he leaves.
Yeah. Such a cool way of putting it, actually, a snag. But, Square.
Yeah. So she gets fired. Her door is locked.
Well, she doesn't really need the money. She's just doing that little bit of dirty work. Helping investigate for Dale.
Yeah, and this is when she wants to help get Dale out. That's in the letter. She already has plans of what she's doing next. Mm-hmm. But Lurch comes back. There's one more thing.
Yo.
Stop looking in one room for every single clue, would you? Come on.
And that's definitely a David Lynch saying, you're not going to be able to resolve everything. You are getting answers. You don't know it. People that have seen it know what it is.
And then another thing. Is he making this up on the spot? What the fuck? I can't even remember. I didn't even write down the sixth thing.
Yeah. Use the paper they gave you.
I don't know if he gives him a ring, he gives him a little fireball action. That seemed to help somehow.
Yeah, he's the god of light.
Really? It's Greek? Looks Greek.
Apologies to the Greeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I should have thought that through. Hey, that's sizest. So, Ronette again, having a little bit of a bad dream, where you get to see Bobby the Vampire Slayer.
Aw,
What was
Bobby.
with that? What's with the fangs
Yeah,
on Laura?
you know.
She really is a sucker, isn't she?
Born every minute. Gotta be some out there.
And that's how this episode ends. Because I get the show is meant to not answer every question. Some mysteries are left unsolved. Like, are supposed to be left unsolved.
That's like the whole thing. Like the
But
mysteries are what like propelled this thing.
But they did make him solve the case,
Mm-hmm.
In season 3?
Yeah,
Or end of season 2?
Yeah, it's one of those like pressures from the studio.
Season 2 or season 3?
Season 2.
Yeah. And that's kind of
But it's in like one of the earlier episodes.
When did he leave? Midway through season 2?
Probably after her murder was solved.
Which is like halfway through season 2?
Maybe not even. Maybe like 7th episode, I want to say. 7th sticks out to me.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 episodes or something in that season. And it goes off the rails.
And what's with the movie? Oh, you don't say. What's with the movie? Because we shouldn't move into season 3.
Oh, yeah. So he made the prequel that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
But...
And is that Lynch or Frost?
Lynch.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark Frost has written some books. We mostly talked about David Lynch, but there is a whole other guy who's in huge involvement in this thing.
That's true.
But he's definitely...
Well,
like, I forget exactly...
You could
because
see
I've read so
difference
many
once
David
Lynch
Lynch
left.
books and stuff, too. I don't know if he talks a ton about his relationship with Mark Frost, but I feel like he did in Room to Dream a little bit of how they worked on that. And their process.
Could you see a difference?
In what? The show?
After Lynch left.
Yeah, well, it became less satirical and more like...
The show.
Now
that
you're
they're
stuck
making
in
fun
this
of.
world.
Yeah.
But all the mystery is gone.
Yeah.
And it's not... They're trying to ignite these new things. Like
Some
Wyndham
flames.
Earl. You must have heard that name kicking around. There used to be a band out of somewhere near here. When we were in film school, they were still kicking pretty hard. I don't know what they're doing now. But, yeah, there's like another bad guy who comes along in season 2. And, it suffers like...
Was it Bob? Bob did it?
Laura?
Yeah.
You want to know?
No, I have seen the scene. I've seen bits and pieces of the scene in that breakdown.
Oh, what
That's like-
happens to her?
Yeah, like her and the other girl.
Oh, okay. But do you know who killed her?
Wasn't it Bob?
Bob is not...
Or wasn't it the one-armed man?
No.
Who was it?
Bob's not, like, real. He's like...
Who was it?
He's like the fallen serial killer, kind of.
But who was it?
Oh. Okay. So I'll spoil this. I'm going to give a little bit of warning because if you go into it, you might not want to know who killed her. So
Who are you talking
10 seconds.
to? The fuck?
Just in case.
Jog my memory, guys. It's me and you here.
Well, that scene with Audrey
Just
and Ben,
run me through it.
right?
Audrey and Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's if you're one, because it doesn't out and out want to spell out what happened, but it gives you the hints through that scene of what happened.
But isn't there a scene
Whitehair did it.
where there's two... But isn't there a scene where Laura and another girl are kind of battling it out with someone?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's her dad.
Fucking Peterman.
So there you have it. You.
Yeah. There I have it. Wow, man, I'm so confused though. There's a certain scene. So how does I think it's season 3 that there's some
It'd be
kind
funny if I was wrong though.
Yeah.
Just like they...
Does Bob come back in season 3?
Well...
And there's a scene with 2 girls kind of battling it out with him? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think he gets destroyed. But he never gets destroyed because it's all the balance, you know. He's like the bad in the world, and Laura's like the good. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that right fucking now. Season 3.
Bam.
What a way to start, eh? Just fucking driving around in a car with Danzig.
Dale's clone.
Danzig Cooper.
Yeah, fucking. Looks like he's wearing a mask of Dale Cooper. And Ray.
Ray, yeah.
What do you got to say about Ray?
I can't really remember too many of the details on Ray and how he came across Ray. Something might come up in the notes.
But like I said, I thought it was Donner guy driving the bus. But it was Ray.
Ray. That's right. You thought it was Dinah. You thought it was Honk.
Yeah. They're on the case. And...
they're on the case.
You know, he does a little text action because he can do that now, 25 years later.
Yeah.
And then Mission Impossible 3's the phone out the window, and then just keep driving.
Yeah, get behind that truck.
Yeah, go for a little Mulholland Drive.
Oh, it's on such an egregiously long drive, right?
Yeah.
It's so reminiscent, like, you almost, like, for you, I was like, at least this is going to feel like he's jumping into something, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm knee-deep, pal.
Yeah. This is a whole new adventure.
Yeah. They hop out.
Oh, yeah, this is really, the fun really starts. Because what the guy said, he wants money. This is worth some money.
Yeah.
And, oh, do you now?
Oh, it's a dirty trick.
But that's crazy, right? He's like, gets out to take a leak. Open up the glove, see what's in there.
Gun.
Bless me.
You sneezing every time I'm wrong, or what?
You sneezed tonight as well.
Did I?
Something in the zeitgeist here.
Must be a metaphor in there somewhere.
Yeah, so pulls over, gun in the glove compartment, right?
Yeah.
Open it up, right? You do the check.
No gloves to be seen. Should be called a gun compartment.
Cobalt would be like a refrigerator or something, wouldn't it? Remember that car?
Say that again.
The Cobalt? Didn't that have a fridge in it or something?
Yeah, it did. Dodge? No, it was the Dodge.
Oh yeah, not the Cobalt. The
Dodge. Fuck, a lot of people have them. They're stupid looking things.
Like a PT Cruiser. You open it up, obviously. Make sure you're not dealing with an unloaded weapon if you're gonna pull a little coup.
On the Cooper.
And yeah, it looks good. Ready to go. Ready to take care of this dude taking a leak, Ray.
Yeah.
And yeah, a little bit of a backfire.
Didn't see that coming.
No. Yeah, he's absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets shot down in this duel.
Yeah.
Knew he was gonna double crossing son of a bitch, this Ray.
Yeah. And Ray gets the best of him.
Yeah. But luckily,
Quick draw McGraw.
some shadows come down to his aid.
The opacity was on 10%, so it was hard to see. First I thought it was Tusken Raiders the way that they danced around.
Oh my goodness.
But it
Is
looks
that a
like
Star Trek reference?
Yeah, it is.
Borg.
But no, it was some,
Yeah.
some, you know.
Ain't you walking away from this?
Yeah, they were ripping them to shreds. First hot meal they've had in years.
But I think it was a quick fix, really, because he just shoots up after, really. As Ray takes off, though.
Yeah.
Ray high boots it. Oh, you see Bob's face in there.
Yeah.
Because when Death is around, you always see a little bit of Bob.
Yeah, but I couldn't even... What was he reflecting in, though?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like a bubble.
Yeah, he's in a bubble a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's his, like,
Thought
mode
bubble.
of transmission. Yeah, so the soots come out.
Should have called him Bub. The suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ripping it to pieces.
Yeah. And then you get a bit of a reprieve. You get to head to the roadhouse there.
Yeah, how'd you like that scene?
Just
How'd you like them apples?
check out an entire, like, 6.5 minutes of Nine Inch Nails.
Wow.
Playing a song, which, like,
I
for
don't
them
think
is
I've
kind
watched-
of repetitive. Like, that She's Gone. I think all of, like, there's music in every episode or almost every episode of that season. And, yeah, they're usually quite apt, the tunes.
I don't know if I've ingested that much Nine Inch Nails in my whole life.
Yeah.
That many, I should say. That many Nine Inch Nails in my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't a downward spiral, but it's throwing you through a loop.
Oh, yeah, because then it goes into Mission to Mars.
Oh, and have you ever seen any Nine Inch Nails music videos?
The one with Johnny Cash.
Her.
I probably have. Much music.
You never
videos.
saw Closer before?
I would say so.
Pretty weird. But there's one that really fucked me up in high school called Happiness and Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a really messed up video.
Okay.
And it seemed super lynchy to me at the time. So it's interesting to see this little Mobius strip.
Yeah.
But in this video, it's like an actual guy who's like a masochist, or is that the person?
Masochist.
Likes to feel pain?
No. It's,
Sadistic?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's
Masochist is self-harm.
self-harm. Yeah, so he might be self-harm because this dude, he gets in this chair. It's almost like a dentist chair. And it's like got like drills and all these weird little things shooting off of it like a damn Inspector Gadget hat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And these things are doing all kinds of like tweezing his nipples. But there's this one, like, he's naked in the chair. I should also mention that. But this thing comes up and, like, smashes his dick in it. It's a very graphic video.
Yeah.
Might be, like, one of the most heinous or gratuitous. But, you know, in, like, retrospect, you know, Trent Reznor is a pretty level-headed guy. And he seems like in real life.
Don't you know?
But, yeah, so maybe there's more to this video than I remember, but I haven't seen it in quite some time. I remember for a while you couldn't watch it on YouTube, but I think it's actually up there now.
Have to check it out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right now, or? No. We'll. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Must say.
This'll haunt your nightmares. No. Okay, let's cleanse our palate and talk about something we haven't talked about in a
travel
while.
time. Take it back to
89?
July 16th, 1945.
Yeah, what happened that day?
The Trinity test,
I suppose.
New Mexico. Dropping a...
Yeah, it's a biggie.
The Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
The tray.
The tray.
We're
Indeed.
here 25 years later. My God, I hope we don't have to wait that long.
Oh.
Imagine Dante, 25.
Oof. Mustache.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. I can already see him with a mustache. So we go into the clouds. Boom. Mission to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've been here before. Rest in peace, QB. QB continued, shall we say. Off into the distance.
Yeah, is that what you're making out of this whole thing? You're like getting in the nitty gritty of particles, life in general, isn't it? And down to what?
Into the mind of Dale Cooper.
It's the unified field, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's like the depths of consciousness. Like, I don't think it's any coincidence that this has been compared to how he describes transcendental meditation. Because you can actually see clips of him describing, like, these, like, particles getting smaller as you get down. And then there's just this, like, vast ocean. And
Yeah.
it's like pure clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that one 1956?
Well,
Months later.
Yeah, it does tick away.
But I gotta tell you something which is funny, and I brought this up earlier, how real life paralleled with what we're watching.
Oh, I'm waiting for this.
After, how deep am I? 2.5 hours now?
Oh, yeah. It's like...
And finally, I can watch it down here, and I'm like, maybe I should turn off the lights for this. This is when everything's going fucking trippy.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Settle in.
Okay.
What are we in for
maybe
here?
I really got to get into this.
Yeah.
The mood.
Yeah.
So I go.
I didn't know if it was going to be overhyped because, like, you hear
upstairs.
episode 8 is, like, the cliche episode to...
I unsparked.
Oh.
Turned off the lights.
Yeah.
And you know what I had to ask myself as I'm going down the stairs?
Am I going to make it?
Got a light?
Treacherous.
Got a light? And I did. I had a light in my pocket.
Nice.
And that got me back to where I needed to be.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're here.
Settled in.
Yeah, there's a... did you ever wonder what puking in space would look like?
Yeah, it really got like a Tool video here.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I can see that.
Yeah.
Starts going into like the particles and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. But I really felt like I had a good grasp of what was going on here in retrospect. Finally. After a few years of not seeing it. But like where you see Bob in the bubble.
Yeah.
The bubble boy.
Yeah. Bubs.
Who's also a prick.
Yeah.
All these bubble boys.
Yeah. Bad news.
So he comes in, generated, and then...
It's like the kid with glasses.
What's it go to then? Is that where you're in the room?
Yeah, you see the In Heaven girl. She got thick.
Yeah. And like super interesting stuff with this scene. Because there's that like big, that like receiver thing that's in there.
And that's what I thought was like Dale's brain. And they're like, the ones that are working this vehicle.
Yeah, but this is like how that this dude is the god of light. Because although this is a slow, brooding scene, like if you actually like stop the frame there, that one it sits on for a long time as he comes and checks out the alarm. And I just want to say this because like you didn't really get a taste of this, but there are the alarms in this because he's like the fireman, this god of light. But there's a few instances like almost like a Native American like where you hear this, but then it's like reoccurring throughout the series, like as a like fire alarm, Yeah. And there's like all those connections, like where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, there was a reference to a fire alarm somewhere in there.
And yeah, I think I did have one of my notes actually, and we kind of glossed over it. I just let it go, but yeah, there's definitely like fire alarm. And there's like some kind of alarm going on with this thing. Yeah, so he checks it out and then he goes upstairs and he goes to like a theater room. Oh yeah, but on that like locked off shot, like you can see like it's built And I wanted to bring up like how we were talking about the way that we were writing, trying to see if we could use the elements of a camera.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like something's about focus
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like the episode of Barry or something, how they're named. Like, you know, hit your mark.
Yeah.
But she's got like a thing in front of her. Like the whole thing, like she's like the film. And there's like this metal grate in front of her that's like, you know, like the thing you'd see on an old film strip.
Yeah.
With sounds. And then they go up to the thing. And like he sees what's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
This the atomic bomb going off.
Yeah.
He's catching it all. He's seeing the tool guy vomiting out Bob.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I gotta even this up. Jump up to the sky here. And like the thing with gold, like you hear David Lynch talk about like if I think he might have even been talking about transcendental meditation, but like every time you go deeper, it's kind of like you're getting more imbued with gold, because like I forget what he said, but he said like if you try and make something gold, you have to like put gold on it and then like let it dry in the sun, and then some of it disappears, so like you have to like keep repeating the process and you get like more golden as you go. And so like seeing gold means something to this dude. So when you start seeing like that's like the lightest, like most purest thing, you know what I mean,
especially in this black and white.
In this scene it feels like they're like evening out things. Like he sees an evil get born and he's got to make a good get born. Right?
Keep that population at 1202
Yeah.
1201.
Yeah. So after that whole weird scene, and she's the one who sends it out to the world.
Yeah, it's like it reminded me of the Mystery Men bowling ball.
Yeah.
And again, it has Laura Palmer's face in it.
Yeah.
She shoots it back out there.
Yeah. For being such a, I don't want to call her a hoe, you know,
Floozy.
She's pure light.
Oh, yeah.
You know, say what you want about her, but she's light.
Yeah, she's loose.
Not like some of the bad eggs up in this. Oh, yeah. And in the red room, I don't think you got to see it, but there's like this stick with like a fucking brain on it. And like he says some telling stuff at some point that like compares himself to a mushroom cloud. Like speaking of one-dimensional things, like he's meant to be like Mike's arm that was chopped off.
When you said bad eggs there, are you talking about an egg that hatches? A winged frog that slithers?
That's in 1956, which we can head to now.
1956, baby.
Yeah. It starts out like The Little Rascals meets the Zodiac.
Yeah. And my grandparents, my grandmother would have been pregnant with my dad, 1956. All this shit's going down.
Yeah, nice. Born on a bad moon, I hope.
Yeah. You see...
Is that Bob hatching? I feel like that's a Bob hatching.
Oh, that's a Bob.
The desert Bob.
Yeah.
He landed in the desert when he got sent to Earth.
But I thought the gold was supposed to be good.
No, she landed somewhere else, I guess. We're seeing the bad side right here. Like I'm convinced this is like the beginning of Bob. Like that's like, you know, all the bad in the world coming out. And
then make a little Barbara out of that girl that sleep eats.
Yeah.
Poor old girl. That they were just like, so the way that they talk, the two, like she's getting walked home by that guy.
Yeah.
And it's like just so, you know, tutti frutti. 1950s.
Yeah.
You know, this is the good old days. You know what I mean? Not a care in the world. Like
That's it, though.
My grandparents.
Like this is happening, but
My
like
grandmother
they're about
just
to get
said-
polluted.
My grandmother just said that, like, when she was young,
Yeah.
the parents didn't care where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were just out and about, and there was none of this, like, fear.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And,
It's fear that
yeah.
entered the world.
You'd go home when you were hungry or you were tired.
Yeah.
If you weren't either of those two things, you were out on the streets with the kids, walking wherever, not worrying about a thing.
Yeah. But I guess this is like 11
like a
years
level
after that bomb.
A level of ignorance.
Took a while for that thing to hatch, eh?
Yeah.
But what took it off? What happened in 56? When the kids are hanging out,
Yeah.
finding pennies.
Heads up, penny.
Spotting pennies.
I heard that's good luck.
That the
I
time,
hope you have good luck.
yeah, like time is ticked up, right? Since the bomb. So it wasn't the bomb that immediately put it in the air, but
Who told you to put the bomb on?
but like yeah, all this other stuff is happening because this is when Get a Light fucking comes to Earth as well, like the Terminator. This thing is crawling around. The kids, yeah, Tutti Frutti,
Share a kiss.
little kiss. Yeah, she just heads inside.
It's very,
playing it pretty close
happy
to the
days.
chest.
These are the happy days.
Yeah, Bob's parents.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just
say,
one. Just one.
or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Then you see
Maybe the dude is Bob.
an old couple,
The girl's Bob.
blue collar couple, just driving through the desert, minding their business.
Yeah.
When they get someone, what?
Nothing. I was trying to reformulate after I kind of like couldn't think of what happened in 56. I felt like it was rock and roll or something came along, but that doesn't seem like evil.
The British invasion?
Maybe it was heavy. I don't know.
Well, it probably seemed evil at the time.
Well, that's what I was
Rock and
thinking,
roll.
but then, I didn't know what kind of friggin' water and well I was headed down.
Well, no, like that works, and we'll get there because we're heading to the radio station here soon.
Mm-hmm.
But this older couple is driving down the road, minding their business. When they get someone, is stopping.
Yeah.
And doesn't this happen in Wild at Heart? It's like very close to the way that they're driving and get stopped by Audrey, who was just in a car accident in Wild at Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got a light.
Got a light.
Got a light.
Yeah.
Got a light.
And they do the right thing. They drive away
Yeah,
from
drive
this
the
guy.
fuck off.
Because this guy is a fucking skull crusher.
He's a descendant of Skull Crusher.
Yeah. Fuck, we should have more skull crushers on the podcast.
Would be nice.
I'll look into it.
Kids in the Hall. I crush your head.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
It does.
Well, they do. The joke doesn't.
Speaking of Foley, back to how audio and visual works in the visual space of Twin Peaks. Yeah, he's putting everyone to sleep with his broadcast as he... I feel like...
I had to look that song up. That's a jam. The Platters. My Prayer. I thought that was some Sam Cooke they were playing.
Nice.
The Platters. I gotta look them up.
the one that he takes off, he cuts short.
Yeah, he didn't like it. I did. And he's crushing skulls.
Yeah.
At those fucking watermelon heads work at the radio station.
Oh yeah, and we kind of skipped over one part, like with the mushroom cloud and then going down to the unified field and all that sort. But there is the convenience store thing. Did that get your mind thinking? Like, that seems like a pretty iconic scene.
Oh, the gas station?
Yeah, yeah, gas station.
It's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the...
It's like getting surrounded, getting friggin' smurfed out.
but it's, the source of fuel is turning on itself almost. It's combusting.
Oh.
It's, how would you put that?
I don't know. It was pretty lynchy though, that scene. The intercuts with the other like shaky back and forth closer to the window going on. Anyway,
It's coming up really pixely too. I didn't know if that was like actually in there or it's just showing up like that.
Maybe your thing was just running slow. I don't remember being at that pixely, but it is jarring. So maybe your processor was trying to keep up with it.
Even when he's crushing the secretary's head, there's like a jitteriness of the camera fucking shaking around as she's doing it.
Hearing those eggs crack.
Oh yeah. And that's no yolk.
Yeah, he's spilling it out into the airwaves. But he's cracking the DJ's head for a while.
What do nuclear bombs let off?
Death?
Radiation?
Oh, what about it?
Does that have a foot in the matter?
No.
Yeah, almost sounds like radio.
Not bad.
Come on. But he thinks that
live transmission.
No one wants to hear this music. Everyone wants to hear his grovelly voice.
Yeah. Water in the well. Something. But the
come on.
Did you write it down or something?
Why would I do that?
The horse, the whites of the eyes, black within.
This is the water.
This is the water. This is the well.
That's how it is.
Yeah. But
what puts out fire? Anyone that's dabbled in Pokemon knows that water beats fire.
Yeah. And then grass beats everything.
Yeah. Electricity. There's some electricity guys in there.
Like to smoke a big Bulbasaur.
Count it.
I want to see what he looks like dry.
Diluted. Is something getting diluted? Poisoned?
Radiation.
The Dark Ages are among us.
What's the half-life of this? Interesting.
This is basically the plague of television is upon us.
This airborne toxic event.
And this poem here. You call it a poem?
What he's reading?
A verse? Oh, he's got that shit memorized.
Yeah. One thing I do remember very vividly from that video. The way this guy meticulously went back and found all the white horse instances in the show's history and kind of figured out what it meant, what this guy was saying. And he was had this revelation, when do you see the whites of the eyes? When they're looking the other way. And so any instance of white horses were always instances where people were looking away from whatever was going on. It was almost morally corrupt, the way that they were doing it. And there's a very specific incident where, because this season is very much you're waiting for something, but you don't realize that you've already had the answers.
More waiting?
Yeah. And there's this other meta thing where there's all these sockets, right? So in episode 3 or something, he is gonna go for 15, this thing marked 15, and he gets shooed away from it. And they're no, you have to go to 3, which is episode 3 in the thing.
It's like a Goosebumps novel.
Yeah, exactly. The suspense that holds you in this season. Yeah, seeing the whites of the eyes, that was, people looking the other way. Yeah, potentially.
But then it's look to the dark.
Allegedly.
Look to the darkness.
Well, the evil within, it's like, you know, what you get from looking the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I
Dark
mean?
of the future.
Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say, yeah, there was one instance that was referred to where I went roundabout. They go to a house, and I can't remember if it's Maddie again, like Laura Palmer, but it shows the white horse, and she's just killed her husband. Agent Cooper's there, and he's like, oh, like, I found you. It's like very dreamy, where like you're in a dream and you go to a house and it's someone you know. So it feels like that. Like, oh, I killed my husband, but he's like, no, that's not important now. This other mystery is more important.
Yeah, because the third season he's like trapped in the red room or something like that, isn't he?
Yeah, there's like Danzig guy, and then there's the super dopey guy, Dougie.
Oh, there's multiple Dales.
Yeah, there's three, and there's one trap. You know, it just gets weirder and weirder from there because you're expecting resolution or things to be spoon-fed to you. Like, looking at it from a balanced perspective, like, things were just evening out, and, you know, you're just watching one side of it get polluted. And
that blood's supposed to look like oil?
it's black and white. Yeah.
It did.
I guess, yeah.
It's probably chocolate milk mix.
Mm-hmm.
Showed it to Alfred.
Oh, yeah. So when you first see the red room, there's this oil hole in the ground with a white rim with like trees around it, little stick trees. And in the reflection...
Look like that?
Yeah, you can see the red room like... in the reflection.
Am I tripping?
A little bit. That's why at the end of season 2, you'll see Laura in the reflection of the coffee mirrored, just like the red room is.
On the corner of a table? No?
Maybe.
That's how I'm picturing it.
That's how I picture it too.
So what's with this? So it's the winged frog.
Seems to be bad to eat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you didn't see the outcome. She just keeps sleeping.
The evil that's going to be fed. Well, she opens right up for it.
Yeah.
She knows it's coming.
Yeah. I almost feel like he was invited.
Yeah.
If I'm really digging.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if that'll hold up in court.
Yeah.
But yeah, climbs right in there. And then I love that it cut back to her in the credits. And you just see her there.
Yeah,
I think
for a
it's
while.
just like you expect her to wake up or something to happen.
I was just imagining David Lynch in that scene because she gives kind of like a at one point.
She feels it.
I can just see him being like, "It's inside you now," you know. You know, maybe it's not that good right now. You can feel it just a little uneasy.
It just entered the small intestine.
Yeah, doing the osmosis route.
And I was really hoping. I thought that would have been the perfect time, just the dun dun. Like, I was really hoping for the original music to come in. It didn't, but it would have been a nice little contrast.
Yeah. Instead of Badamente, you got good.
Wow.
So what do you think it's about? I don't want to steal the guy's thing.
And there was also, because you thought, like, okay, they could have used a freeze frame of her. Like, you do get that little shutter. But also, there's like a shadow in the top right corner.
Notice that.
That moves every once in a while. Like someone's watching over. I don't know if it's just supposed to be the curtain from the window, obviously open.
Yeah. I thought about that as well.
Yeah.
I let it go.
Yeah.
Figured there was enough meat on the bone.
But like we've discussed already,
James
like
Randi.
the corruption of television, the violence and the fear.
Yeah. Seems like he might hate TV.
Or just see how it's ruining.
Then the movie didn't do that
ruining
well
society.
either. So should have made a whole movie about him. No, maybe he did. Oh, but in the movie, one thing I really liked was Chris Isaac. Before anything gets started, he's kind of like the Dale Cooper of it. They like offer him coffee at a police station. Like, is it fresh? It was like 2 days ago. Like stale coffee is like, and
Stagnant.
yeah, and I think he's like, put on a fresh cup.
Let's get this baby in motion. So that's what I took going back to the gas station. It's like, it's the same, they weren't going to light a coffee shop on fire, so they lighted the gas station, the fuel. Did everything kind of erupt after that? I'm wondering how it went back after this episode. Business as usual?
I don't know how Big Ed would have felt about that. I don't know. I don't think that's his place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gassing up. Why not?
Definitely
Scorching some engine oil.
lots of questions that I still have.
Yeah, name one.
And lots of questions that I'll continue to have, even if I watched all the show, it seems.
Yeah.
But I do have one answer for you.
Oh.
That's been hanging over our head for quite a while.
Damocles.
Dave Lynch
Dave.
played John. Well, I feel like I know him now. It was David Lynch that played John Ford
I still haven't
at
seen
the
it.
end of Bagelman.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it yet, but I saw it was on a streaming service, so it does cross my mind and haunt me every time I see it.
Check it out, man. Check it out.
You watched that Christmas time, I believe.
I did. Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
to be exact.
But it's not really a Christmassy movie.
Well, I don't think they celebrated Christmas. Catch my drift.
All right. Festivus then.
Yeah, might have been a little bit of Festivus.
Most of my left-handed friends celebrate that. So James Randi invited Hugh Laurie to be one of his debunker people when he was doing a psychic in to the death on live TV one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think they slept?
Broom closet?
Of a house?
Oh. Urinal shack.
A urinal shack.
Yeah. You never grew up on an estate? You never grew up with a pony?
Oh, why would... And I hate people that own ponies.
Where I come from, everybody has a urinal shack.
What's up with that? What's wrong with that?
So yeah, lingering questions.
Do you get to see Audrey naked at any point?
Yeah, I wish. Not even the internet, I don't think. Let's give it a quick goog.
Alright, well, cameras aren't rolling.
Yeah, pull up that fucking...
What's her
that
fucking-
Fenbot.
What's her real name?
Sherilyn.
Oops.
Exhibit A. I rest my case.
Yeah. Whoa.
Happiness and slavery, then?
That's too far, man.
Yeah. You remember Super Mario World?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the dude who went around in a loop?
Nope.
Rhinos? They were kind of tough castles, but they weren't the ones that had Koopa kids in them. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Reznor. Named after Trent Reznor, those guys. Imagine that. It's my first game ever. Already know Reznor. Happiness and Slavery, Super Mario World.
Well,
It's a connection nobody wants to make.
There was a little bit. There was low res. It was low res.
It was it was only like 100 and something megabytes.
All right, I got one question for you.
Please.
Next time we talk, can we do something a little bit easier? A little bit shorter episodes, maybe. You got anything for me? Thinking like 20-minute episodes.
Let me check my to-do stick. And we should bring up just one last thing.
A to-do stick.
Because this is like the most easiest way I can think of just ending our conversation with each other only.
Give it to me.
Do you remember? Give you a 10-second warning here to bow out with honor. Because there's this whole thing where it feels like all the magic will be gone if you break something down to like the nucleus of what it's about. Obviously notorious for never wanting to say, like, he did break that rule with Twin Peaks at one point so that people would pay attention to things because he felt like people were being too daft. Everything connects back to the root. For every owl that looks like a power line, what would you call that? Holder. For every transmission, every fucking thing that goes through the zeitgeist, what do you think, like, the main thing is?
That's hard, man.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect you to. But apparently, TV's bad.
Oh, I got that guy.
Yeah.
Thought we already said that.
Yeah, I think we kind of did. But, Leland killed Laura. And TV bad rots your mind.
Yeah. TV bad.
Also
Bad.
Crushes your skull.
Yeah. Bad TV. Mess you up.
Yeah. Movie good. I'm not sorry. Yeah. That was the pessimistic way of saying it. I meant to say movies are good. His message,
watch more of my movies.
His message is that's the squeaky clean rendition.
Stop watching the show. Watch my movies.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna check out more of the series now? Do you find it was intriguing?
I'd like to find out if Leo gets out of that coma, because I didn't know that you could get out of comas.
Yeah. And, like, you certainly haven't scratched the surface of the other side of darkness there with the third season.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But it's pretty fun. And I hope the things that you watch are very least intriguing.
Yeah, there's a couple characters that I could definitely do without. But
Audrey ain't one of them.
I could do with... I wish there was twins.
Oh, my God. Her arc in the third season is like the weirdest one of all.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Make you hate life.
Yeah.
It's designed to make you hate life, the third season, I'm pretty sure. It's because it's like you can't go home again. You're expecting stuff the whole time. And having David Lynch, I guess, kind of shit all over your idea of what you want. Does a clean wrap up and then puts Dale on the screen so that you like can tell that it's not the real thing that you're seeing. This is just like what you're wanting to think that you're seeing. You know what I mean? It's a troll in a way. Which I try and work that into my work, I find it inspiring.
Oh, I definitely, I love watching stuff. Sometimes I feel so many limitations with my writing that it's nice to see. It's liberating to watch something that, you don't even have to answer everything. We just had this conversation about, like, softcore world building and hardcore world building. You know what I mean? Soft worlds.
I mean, I didn't know we had that kind of stuff around here.
You know, like flesh worlds.
Hardscapes.
Yeah. So yeah, I find it very inspiring. I'd like to watch more. One thing I do find interesting about it is all the dreaminess and how, you know, this guy puts everyone to sleep. So it's kind of saying, like, you know, how people watch television. It's like you said, it's rotting their brain. You're living in a fantasy world because you're trying to live through these characters. The only reason Jerry Springer was popular is because it made people feel better about their dysfunctional families at home. Yeah, at least I'm not getting cheated on by a midget stripper.
Yeah. Hold them back,
See
Steve.
Yeah.
Did I see that one? It was fucking on twice a week.
Yeah, that show was scandalous.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
When that come out, 56?
It was probably like 95, 96, maybe. It's on for a while.
8:45.
Jeez. And still hungry? Fuck though. Jerry Springer, remember that?
Sounds
Too
like
Hot
Laura.
for TV?
Laura Palmer, probably 8:45 in her day.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Still light up a room.
That's like 5% of the population.
Doesn't dim her flame.
Yeah. Probably gonna have to watch to see who blew out her candle.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, we might have to register our friggin' cheers here. Because,
This one's for
boom,
you,
that's a
Laura.
little gangbang.
Everything I have to say right now, I probably shouldn't. You can take the heat for that one.
Damn hot cup of coffee.
You can walk with that fire on your own.
Yeah, let's put that in the code of San Andreas and see what happens.
Alright, it's 3:24.
Oh, yeah, and if you're into it, a lot of nudity in season 3.
I just asked.
You asked Sherilyn Fenn.
Don't tell me your real name. That ruins it.
It does ruin it. Audrey.
You want a refill?
I think I might fucking try and get the whites of my eyes going.
Alright, buddy.
Saw some logs.
Where? Where'd you see them?
In my dreams. Fuck. David Lynch loves dreams.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would write that much about dreams.
Yeah, it's like
I don't write a lot about dreams. You write a lot of dreams?
But none of it's...
That's his thing.
Like,
That's his bag.
But it's still not like, oh, that never happened. Like, every dream sequence has more meaning than...
Yeah, I don't think he wants to insult the audience that way.
Stereotype, yeah. It's not so much what you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Audrey.
Yeah, me too.
Dale, he's pretty great. He's like in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there like... I guess there's a lot more characters I don't even know. Is that just in season 3? Like season 1 and 2 is basically the characters that I'd already know?
yeah, there's a bunch of other ones probably. Although we talked about a billion things, I don't feel like we even scratched the surface. We didn't even get to talk about Wyndham Earl, and like there's a whole other arc.
Yeah. When does Naomi Watts come into play?
She's not until the 3rd season. She's Dougie's wife. Another babe.
I hope you teach... I'd like to... Why don't you teach me how to Dougie?
Well, you gotta take off your shoes and stick your fork in a socket.
I'm gonna lose that nail.
And like Jim Belushi's in it, Matthew Lillard, famous for saying, "Have you seen episode 8?" Like he was so perplexed for it. Like where you would hope he'd be like more open-minded, SLC punk, you know, all that kind of indie scene, but he said he just had no idea what was going on. And I've seen clips of Jim Belushi where he's talking with David Lynch, and he's like, I don't know what's going on or whatever in this scene. Like David Lynch is like, yeah, that's like what you're saying. Then he's like, no, I like literally have no idea.
Yeah, according to Jim, it makes no sense.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Not to be sizist, but Tom Sizemore is like his right hand man. And like Candy is like another empty vessel character who's like only there to please.
I've only heard word of Candy.
Mm-hmm.
She's sweet or what?
She's babe, yeah. And Laura Dern is in it.
Yeah, I haven't seen her yet.
Diane, she's a tulpa.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did I hate her in? No, it wasn't her. I get her in Laura Linney.
Oh, yeah. The Skylar.
Fuck, I hate her.
The Skylar of Ozark.
Oh, don't make me get worked up.
How did we get onto that?
Fuck.
Fucking.
Alright, that was a bummer.
So I think the only way to do that is just cleanse our mind of Bateman and think about Audrey. Okay.
Not too much.
My mind's Alfred is saying, Master Bateman, you must leave and make room for Audrey.
Ugh! Log lady.
Yeah, you fucking hit that dial-up internet.
She's a spitter. Feeling like I'm gonna flatline.
Alright. Skull! By tomorrow we'll be born again.